Hello again from Kampala in Uganda. I hope that you are keeping well wherever in the world you're watching from today. It's such a strange time, isn't it, with all of this social isolation and instructions to stay home as much as humanly possible. The world has never ever faced anything quite like this situation that we're living through right now. And in all the lockdowns that are happening all across the world right now, you would think that it would be easy to find some rest. There are extra moments where you maybe would be doing other things, to put your feet up and do something you enjoy doing, reading a book or watching a movie. But strangely enough, I've actually found myself feeling less rested in this time rather than more so. And I felt this strange sense of pressure that I need to make the most of this time, that I need to master some new skill or rearrange the whole house into a wholly new, efficient and organized way of working. Or, I need to learn to bake the very best cookies that have ever been tasted in the history of the world. It's not a bad thing to be productive in this time. Actually, having a sense of routine and something to accomplish can be really beneficial and helpful right now. But there is this strange stress that comes with it. I feel like people will be asking the question, what did you achieve in 2020? How did you make the most of your isolation? What life-changing thing did you do in that time? And then there are the people to whom this idea of rest is a distant dream. The kids are off school and maybe you're trying to keep them educated and entertained, all while trying to get all the regular work done as well. Maybe you work in a hospital, or you're a carer, or you work in a shop, or you collect rubbish, or you're involved in any number of absolutely essential services that are busier than ever right now. Regardless of your situation, rest is something incredibly important. We need it. So much so that in the Old Testament, God declared that on one day a week, it would actually be illegal to do anything that resembled work. And death would be the penalty for breaking that law. As I was continuing to read through the book of Numbers in my daily reading plan, I stumbled upon a story in Numbers chapter 15, where a man goes out to collect some wood on that Sabbath day of rest. And he is actually executed for breaking that law. Well, it's easy to look at that story and think, that seems a little bit harsh. Maybe that was a little bit of an overreaction there, God. Couldn't have had some kind of a lesser penalty there. But the more that I thought about it, the more I started to realize that that's not the case, and that actually that law makes so much sense. See, God made us. He knows how much we need to switch off now and then. Stress is a huge problem in our societies today. It's something that can cause death. It can escalate illness. It can cause illness. It lowers our immunity to various things. And in this time of our lives in particular, stress is a very real thing that we're dealing with. It's impossible to look at the news right now and not feel a little bit of stress. God knew that rest is literally a matter of life and death for us humans. And so he enforced it absolutely for the Israelite people. Not as another law in a long list of laws for them to follow, but as something designed entirely for their good. That's what Jesus said about rest as well. Some of the religious leaders around the time when Jesus was here on earth, they were getting a bit too carried away, just observing the law of the Sabbath, while forgetting what its actual meaning was, forgetting the reason behind it. And in Mark chapter 2, verse 27, Jesus reminded them. He said the Sabbath was made to meet the needs of people, and not people to meet the requirements of the Sabbath. Rest is a fundamental need of every person. Now, it may not be possible for you to take a full day of rest this week. I don't know what your situation is. I don't know what your work looks like right now. But I encourage you to take some time out to rest without guilt, without feeling that you should be making better use of that time and achieving something productive. Even if it's just half an hour, put everything down for that time and do something you love. Or simply come and sit at the feet of the one who tells us, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." You can find that passage in Matthew chapter 11. It's verses 28 to 30. So use this strange time in our world history productively. Yes, absolutely. Serve to the very best of your ability in this weird time. Love extravagantly while keeping appropriate social distance. But don't forget the overwhelming importance of rest in this season of our lives. Thanks for tuning in today. I'll see you next time.